that shit never gets old. Oh, look at that! We're more than a minute in. Ah, that's great. If you're still there, I'm going to make kind of a combo video. I'm going to be talking about living with carpal tunnel. Talk about that first, and then I'm also going to be talking about my hashtag walk away story. Guess I can do it without that. We're hanging? Sure, hell yeah, somewhere hanging. Hell yeah. But alright. I first noticed my carpal tunnel when I was around 27. I got this ridiculous idea to start working out every morning with one of those, I call them a Chuck Norris gym. You know, Chuck Norris, the total gym. Total piece of shit gym. I mean, it toned me up a little bit, but I got sick of it, so I got rid of it. But I noticed when you pull on those, it was causing me to have numbness in my fingers and in my thumb here. I thought, huh, that's it. You know, when you pull, like, you know, pull. But it was just when I used that and when I wasn't using it, it didn't seem like it did it. But at my job, I have like I use pallet jacks and I pull heavy pallets and heavy carts. You know, there's a lot of pulling. You know, and I pull when you pull, you're pulling on this right here. You're pulling on that. But I noticed about 3-4 years ago, some tremendous pain in my hands and in my thumb. It's like, you ever have a foot fall asleep or something and it falls asleep so much that it hurts? It was like that. Primarily in my fingers here, into my thumb, right up in there. And I was living with it for a while, and I finally went to my chiropractor. He said, you got carpal tunnel. He said, you need to ice this down. He can do something like snaps my wrist. I can't do it. And it seems like, what the heck is that? But it really seems like work when he does it. He does something to my elbows. Of course, I'm not going to do it to myself because I don't want to go to the emergency room. But yeah, he's a pretty talented guy. I highly suggest going to a chiropractor before you go through having a bunch of surgeries and injections and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's raining out. I thought I heard like walking or something. It's raining. But yeah, sorry to get this pain here. And he said put ice like right here. Because what carpal tunnel actually is there's, oh man, what is it? Like a tendon or something that goes across your wrist. And right, well, across your hand more or less. And it's like a band. And when you put your hand forward like that, when we evolved from apes, which I guess we supposedly did, it keeps those tendons from coming out and getting hung up on trees and stuff when you're swinging through the trees. There's a piece that goes through there. When you bend your hand forward, that tendon keeps those tendons in your fingers back, so that isn't sticking out. You know, like if it did that, that'd be coming out at you right here. But anyway, over time, I guess it gets worn out or inflamed or something, and it starts to cause pain and numbness in your hands. I actually have an aunt who's had carpal tunnel surgery on her hands more than a couple times, and I worked with a woman who had carpal tunnel surgery on her hands. She said it ruined her hands, so that scares the living shit out of me because I like to draw occasionally, not too often, but I like to be able to when I feel like it. I like to draw cartoons. I should show some of that shit on here, you know? Are one of my cartoons out here? Oh, there's actually one hanging on the wall. Oh, that's funny. Oh well. But also my chiropractor, like I said, recommended ice, and he also recommended these. These are actually old ones. I've got the new ones put away. These are actually my old ones. Futuro. No, I don't know how to pronounce it. Got them at... I couldn't find them at China Mart, but I was able to find them at actually a grocery store the next town over. They sell pharmaceutical supplies in there. But I suppose you can get them online or something, or track down online where you can get them. Got one here. I guess I should do it like this then. Got this one for the right hand, this one for the left hand. And he suggested I wear them while I'm sleeping. So, what you do? Yeah, get your hand in there. Like I said, these are worn out because these are old ones. But the concept's still the same. Got some Velcro there. Let's put that on your hand. What that does is that helps that tendon relax. There's a piece of steel that runs up in here and keeps your hand at a nice little angle. And I wear them while I'm sleeping. All night long while I'm sleeping. It took a little while to get used to, but not getting woke up by that pain and numbness in my hands was worth it. And I got this hand, I got another one. Same exact way for this hand too. So yeah, they're a little steep, 20 bucks each, but I'm telling you, I mean, you can keep working and doing your thing in the area relief. Like my carpal tunnel has really been firing up lately, so I'm gonna have to start icing it down again. Using some ice and the braces I think I have now in my room that I use, I think they might be getting a little old now too. But yeah, anyhow, that's enough of that story. That's how you live with carpal tunnel. Wear it pretty much all the time now, except when I'm sleeping. A little warm today here. Got up to 93. Of course now it's raining, so now it'll be muggy and warm. Alright, I want to talk a little bit about politics now, so that'll probably be the end of most of you. What the hell, click? No, people use remotes with their phones and their computers and stuff, right? Sure they do. You know you do. You don't have a remote for your computer and your phone? What kind of phone do you have, fucking losers? There's a moth he made his way in here. I got the door open. It's hotter than a motherfucker in here. But I was never into politics as a kid. I never cared about it at all. Like these young people, I mean, I can't blame them at all because I did not like politics. I did not like school. I did not like hearing about history or citizenship or social studies or anything like that in school. I did not like school. Wasn't interested in it. I wanted to eat junk food and I wanted to look at titties. That's what I wanted to do. Who doesn't? But in the year 2000, it was the Gore-Bush election, and I was 19, and I started to show a little bit of interest towards that election. But in my mind, I thought for sure that Al Gore just had it in the bag, because I was a Democrat back then. I was a Democrat up till a few years ago. That's what I'm going to be talking about here. I thought Al Gore had it in the bag, and I'm not going to bother registering to vote. I don't have to vote. Who the hell would vote for George Bush after his father? Like, he was like some one-term president, and the guy was into like all sorts of shenanigans. He wasn't going to vote for his kid. Well, it came super close. Remember all that hubbub in Florida with the hanging chads and the voting ballots and all that? And long story short, George Bush became president. I remember my mind was just blown. Like, who the hell would vote for that guy? What the hell? Of course, now looking back, Al Gore would not have been any better. The hell, I didn't know that. This was year 2000. I was 19. I didn't know. And then, of course, there's got to be a goddamn mosquito in there. I hate mosquitoes. Dirty bum. So then, at that point, I started becoming very political, and I was very liberal, very much Democrat, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say otherwise. But we didn't have speed dial internet. I didn't know who Alex Jones was, you know. I didn't know, and Fox News was just kind of like, sort of whatever. I don't think we even had cable or satellite. Did we even have it? Well, if we had it, I wasn't watching it. I was too busy eating junk food and looking at titties. But you know, George Bush was president, and then 9/11 happened. And even back then, I believe the official story, the 9/11 story. I don't believe it now. That the planes crashed into the buildings and brought the buildings down and all that. But it just seems so like George Bush gets in, and then like a little while later, this happens. Like, what in the hell is going on? And then Michael Moore made that movie, Fahrenheit 9/11, and I respected Michael Moore, and I thought that movie was kind of cool because Michael Moore was talking about stuff back then that, you know, he's sure that he's lost his way. I know that much, but he was just talking about a very controversial subject at the time. Of course, he didn't say it was an inside job and all that, like we found out later. Don't deny it. Nobody believes that official 9/11 story. Don't give me that crock of shit. But but joking around talking about 9/11. But yeah, I just remember because 9/11 happened, and then like that week, like that happened on that day. Was I off work that day? Because I know I was sleeping, and my mom knocked on my door, and she was like, "Get up, we're at war." And I was like, "What? We're being attacked or something." She said, "Like wake up, we're being attacked." Like, what the? But that whole week I was on vacation from my job, and I just like, it was just the World Trade Center. It was on every channel for that whole week. They didn't talk about anything else. Kind of a selfish fat kid. It's like, what? I don't want to watch this. I don't want to eat junk food and look at titties. I don't want to watch 9/11 stuff. Like, what the hell? But also too, I was just like in a daze because of the shock of what happened. And all that happened, and a lot of people got behind George Bush when that happened. But like I said, I had like instincts, and I knew something had happened. And then Michael Moore made his move, and then I started to become even more liberal, more Democrat, and then around 2004, I think is when that Fahrenheit 9/11 movie came out. And then I went to see Michael Moore. He came to the city here close to me. Went to see him speak live in person. I saw him. Oh man, who else did I see? And Gloria Steinem spoke. I think it was her. And Roseanne Barr was there. Like, it's cool as Roseanne. I was more excited to see Roseanne than anybody else. I don't know why. I was just, hey, it's Roseanne. I don't know. I guess because I was a big Farley fan, and her and Tom Arnold knew Farley, and I was like, all right, Roseanne. No, I liked her show. I thought it was funny. Of course, she got thrown off that show recently because of the tweet she made to that woman or whatever. That's a whole nother story. Whole nother. God, it's freaking just insanity. So stupid. And some musician was there. Oh, damn, I should have wrote this stuff down before I got on here. But anyway, he was the drummer of some band that was popular at the time. And he came out playing a guitar and doing a song, about, the picketing or whatever. But I remember being in there, and there was a lot of, like, LGBT people in there, and I'm looking around. And I don't have a problem with those kind of people, but they're not my people. And I remember being real uncomfortable in there, like, whatever. But I could feel like I thought what I was doing was right, and what I was believing was right, but I just didn't feel comfortable in the environment I was in. But of course, I just threw that up to me being a narrow-minded person. But, so of course voted for John Kerry. Voted for John Kerry and John Edwards, and of course he lost, and another 4 years of George Bush. And I just remember, like, how in the hell are we going to make it 4 more years with George Bush? And then Obama ran against McCain in 2008. And I remember, like, I really supported Obama. I was like, hell yeah. I get a black dude in there from Hawaii shaking it up. Of course, he's a Kenyan Muslim and a traitor to the United States. He needs to be locked up now. But I didn't know that 10 years ago. Or, excuse me. My God, what year is it? That's 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago, roughly. Mosquito bites my bald head, I'm not going to be happy. Gotta keep my bald head primed and pristine, totally smooth at all times. And I voted for Obama, and I remember sitting in my car, like, clicking through, because I had to work that day, and I voted earlier in the morning, and I was in my car on my lunch break out there, like, clicking through the AM radio, trying to hear the election results. I didn't have a TV in my work, not back then. They didn't have one now, but didn't have one then. Remember, like, all the AM radio stations were all saying that McCain was winning these states, and I was like, oh, man! Of course, again, now, too, like, what the hell is the difference between McCain and Obama? McCain's nothing but a treasonous traitor. He's still kicking as I talk. Of course. And Obama beat him. And then Obama in 2012 beat out Mitt Romney, which, like Alex Jones said, he was just like a cookie-cutter Ken doll establishment Republican type. But of course he would have been better than McCain or Obama now. I mean, Romney would have been better. Of course, if he would have won, we might not have Donald Trump now. Donald Trump is the best thing to ever happen to this country, ever, in the history of the world, or anything, anywhere, ever. And Barack Obama beat out Mitt the Twit Romney. And then, but I know when I voted in 2012 for Obama, I felt uneasy because I think Gary Johnson was running then, and I was really thinking about voting for Gary Johnson because I was kind of moving towards more like libertarian a little bit, and I was taking more of an interest in like the nation and its history. Maybe it's just something about getting old or something. This is 2012, and I voted for Obama, and I felt all right about it. I was like, I'll vote for Obama again. I even had a little pin that said Obama on it. I was strutting around on, looking like a damn jackass. And then, just after that, in 2012, just after like a short while, maybe a few months, I don't know, but it was a Treyvon Martin shooting. And I just remember watching the news on this Treyvon Martin shooting, this neighborhood block watchman, who was Hispanic, for the record, shot a black teenager, because he claimed the teenager attacked him. And I remember watching this. It's like, nobody was there were no witnesses, but they just had this George Zimmerman guy who shot Treyvon just wrapped and packaged as a racist and a murderer. And I remember watching this just thinking, there's no witnesses. They haven't even had the trial yet. What in the hell? And then that girl that was with him that night, who was like in her 20s, like maybe she should have. What the hell was that about? She should have been talked to anyway, because he was underage, and I don't know what the hell's going on there. But I remember she was on Piers Morgan, and she was on there, and she just acted, she couldn't read cursive writing, and they showed that video of her testifying or whatever in court, and she just looked like just a stupid ass piece of shit. I remember just watching this, like, feeling like I think I'm being manipulated. Better late than never. At least I started to wake up, and I think that kid jumped that guy and tried to get his gun from him. I think it was self-defense. And I remember just watching this, and I was like, what in God's name? And then it was just after that, I don't remember, it just seemed like it was the next day, but it couldn't have been that soon. But it seemed like just after that, Alex Jones was on Piers Morgan. And I started watching that, and I thought, what the hell is this crazy Texan? What? And God, this guy is crazy. And I remember watching him, and they had a scene with him, and then he had, another scene. 1776 will commence again if you take our firearms. I don't care how many minions you get out there handing in their firearms. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? I remember, like, this guy's got some balls, and he's talking about stuff I'm not familiar with. And I started to Google some of this stuff. Infowars.com. And I went to Infowars.com, and I just, like that morning, I woke up a Democrat, and I went to bed that night just like a hardcore conservative. Constitutionalist, libertarian conservative. And I just, like, remember how angry, not really angry, but just, like, maybe angry with myself of just believing these Democrats and these liberals, lefty loonies for just, like, 12 years, pretty much, something like that. I bought into their trite. Man, I wish I wouldn't have voted for Obama. But, it was too late, Mitt Romney won my county because this is a conservative county, so my vote wouldn't have mattered a whole lot anyway. And then I said after that, yeah. After that, it started becoming very conservative. Not a neocon Republican conservative. Like a real constitutionalist libertarian conservative. And I changed just my entire viewpoint. I'm just sick of being manipulated. And then Donald Trump ran against Hillary Clinton. And I thought, holy shit. I thought for sure they would just rig it across the board and put her in there. And if he did win, something would happen. He'd have a heart attack or something mysterious. And he wouldn't make it in, but he made it in. And now he's been in for a year and a half. And the man has done more for this country in a year and a half than every presidential campaign in my life combined, with the exception of Reagan. But, yeah. But all this stuff that's been going on recently, with them taking down Alex Jones off of YouTube, An Apple, not that I own Apple. Don't own an Apple. If you have an Apple, get rid of it. eBay it, sell it, give it away, throw it in a garbage can, smash it with a frickin' hammer and throw it in a garbage can. Having Alex Jones taken off of YouTube and Facebook, censoring these conservatives is because I found out that the liberals, I've found this out actually a few years ago. No, quite a few years. Liberals don't have an argument, and they don't have any answers. You know, because instead of listening to Alex Jones, people listen to what people say about Alex Jones. You know, like the Sandy Hook thing. There's no proof that Sandy Hook happened. You know there's not. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying there's no proof that it happened. And that's one of the main reasons Alex Jones got taken down. But I thought we had free speech in this country because these big media, or these big giants like Apple, and what, Apple's almost worth $1 trillion with a T, and Facebook and YouTube, which is Google, which is owned by Alphabet, are massive, massive companies. And they're private companies. Yeah, but they're so huge they become like a utility. Everybody uses Facebook. Everybody uses YouTube. You know, a bunch of, not me, but a lot of people use Apple. Well, somebody must use it because they're worth almost $1 trillion. And he's been pulled off of all these platforms because of, you don't like what he has to say? Maybe you have some answers. Maybe you have an argument. And maybe you wouldn't be so afraid. But, yeah. And so when I saw Alex Jones on Piers Morgan, that's what pulled me out of my stupor. And I don't really get mad about being a Democrat all those years. I just kind of happy about it because I know where I've been and what I've seen. And I know where I'm going. And when I see young people, and even people my age and older, who don't see what's coming with the massive Chinese style, amazing mustache, I mean, Chinese style censorship that's coming at us, I almost feel bad. So that's when I decided, back when Alex Jones was on Piers Morgan, that's when I decided to walk away. You know, it's not too late to walk away. You know, these colleges are all owned by China, controlled, well, not owned, but controlled by China, and they use this Chinese-style censorship, and Apple's run out of China, and China this and China that. And I'm going on for over 24 minutes now because I spent too much time farting around out the window and showing you my carpal tunnel hand braces. But, yeah, I walked away after I saw Alex Jones on Piers Morgan. Not sorry I did. Better late than never. These socialist, communist Democrats and these Green Party type people, I will never vote for any of them for any position ever. Because of the crap that they're pushing, wiping their ass with our Constitution and fighting against the First Amendment. We'll never vote for any of them, ever. Unless there's some Democrat who's hardcore constitutionalist. He's just, you know, running as a Democrat like Trump ran as a Republican when he's really like a moderate libertarian type. But yeah, that's when I decided to walk away. Don't be afraid to walk away. These Democrats are done. Shut that goddamn television off. That's how they control your mind. We need to get Alex Jones put back on YouTube and Facebook. We need Gavin McInnes put back on Twitter. We need Milo Yiannopoulos put back on Twitter. How can you just sit there and think this is okay? These people are being censored. We have a First Amendment. And if they censor the conservatives because of what they say, what makes you think they're not going to censor some of the liberals because of what they say? They just might. Look at how awesome that goddamn beard is. But alright, we're pushing over 26 minutes. So hell yeah. Take care of that carpal tunnel and walk away from the Democrats. Okay? No more Democrats. We need a red wave coming up here in November. Alright. This is Arcturus Bushiort. Get your Muellers on. Hail Odin. Alright? Asa True Baby. Please like and subscribe. Take no shit, give no shit. See you around.